In the year 1014, on a blood-soaked battlefield in the mountains of Bulgaria, a Byzantine emperor stood over 15,000 captured enemy soldiers and made a decision so calculated, so devastatingly cruel, that historians would argue about his sanity for the next 1,000 years. He did not execute them. He did not enslave them. He did something far worse. Something designed not just to destroy these men, but to use them as living weapons against the one person he hated most in the world. His name was Basil II. And before this story is over, you will understand exactly why history gave him the most terrifying nickname any emperor has ever carried, Basil the Bulgar Slayer. But before we get there, if you are new here, welcome to Dark History Files, the channel where history's darkest and most shocking secrets are finally uncovered. Hit that subscribe button right now, because what is coming next will absolutely change how you see power, revenge, and the true brutality of the ancient world. Now let us go back to where this all began. Bulgaria and Byzantium had been at war for decades. A brutal, grinding conflict that had already consumed generations of soldiers on both sides. The Bulgarian Tsar was a man named Samuel, a warrior king who had humiliated Byzantium so completely in previous battles that the wounds of those defeats had never fully healed inside Basil's mind. Samuel had once ambushed a Byzantine army so devastatingly that he left thousands of Roman soldiers dead in a mountain pass, forcing Basil himself to flee in one of the most embarrassing military defeats in Byzantine history. Basil never forgot. Basil never forgave. For years he rebuilt his army, hardened his soldiers, and waited with the cold patience of a man who understood that revenge is a meal best served after a very long preparation. When he finally cornered Samuel's army at the Battle of Claudion in 1014, he did not simply win. He annihilated them so completely that 15,000 Bulgarian soldiers fell into his hands as prisoners. And it was at this moment, standing over 15,000 helpless men, that Basil revealed the full depth of what lived inside him. He ordered his soldiers to blind every single prisoner, all 15,000 of them. But he did not stop there. For every 100 blinded soldiers, he left one man with a single eye. Just enough vision to lead the broken, bleeding column of his blinded comrades home across the mountains back to their king. Think about what that means. 15,000 men, their eyes destroyed, stumbling through mountain terrain, led by a handful of half-blind guides, all marching home not as a message of mercy, but as a living, breathing letter of psychological devastation addressed directly to Tsar Samuel. When Samuel saw his army arriving, 15,000 blinded men shuffling toward him out of the mountains, faces destroyed, some weeping, some silent, all broken beyond recognition. The sight was so catastrophic, so incomprehensibly cruel, that Samuel collapsed on the spot. 2 days later he was dead, killed not by any sword or arrow, but by the sheer unbearable weight of what his eyes had shown him. Basil had not just defeated his enemy. He had reached across the distance between them and destroyed Samuel's mind, using Samuel's own soldiers as the weapon. No poison, no assassin, no siege. Just the sight of what absolute power looks like when it is wielded without a single drop of mercy. And that is the thing about Basil the Bulgar Slayer that makes historians go silent when they study him closely enough. He was not mad like Caligula. He was not reckless or impulsive or driven by ego. He was completely, terrifyingly rational. Every decision he made was calculated, deliberate, and precise, which somehow makes it all so much worse. If you made it to the end of this video, then you are exactly the kind of person who belongs in this community. Subscribe to Dark History Files right now, because we are just getting started. And the stories coming next are even darker than this one.